Hey everybody, Barry here again, and China delivers. What we have here is a 44mm tile, I guess, knockoff. I ordered a blue cap, came black. I ordered a 7 psi spring just to be ultra conservative, and it ended up being like a 15. So we're gonna make some boost. So the idea for today is put this here somewhere. I think what I'm gonna go for is, move this out of the way. I think I'm gonna go for like right here somewhere. So I'll have really good flow from this pipe down here, from the driver's side, and also, oh, there we go, down here. I wish this would focus. There we go. From the headers that are over here, coming up in here. So this here is my merge, and I'll be able to come off of the end of this merge here and have really nice flow. And hopefully this should be a fairly quick install. Jump ahead a little bit so I could have a look. What I did was cut off a piece of pipe straight on this end, and I don't know, 30-degree angle or so on that end. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 20. So this one will weld to the end of the flange here. And what I'm thinking I'll have is an upward angle like this. This will be level. This is a bit of an upward angle, and then I can clock the wastegate to have my dump tube pretty much anywhere. Maybe up like this and go out the fender or something like that. I think it's going to work really well. So this was just a test piece. What I've got to do now is have another flat edge like this one. We'll make this one about a ½ inch longer so I can bevel the edges, because this is a round pipe here. This was a 4-inch pipe that I squat and messed around so it fit the flanges. And what I got to do now is, this is a flat edge, and of course it's not going to butt up flush with an edge that's round. So I got to cut off a piece that's longer, hollow the center of it out sort of, so it fits really nice and flush up against this. Then I'll get the plasma cutter and cut out the old pieces and stuff a magnet down there to get what steel I can. And then weld this pipe on there, weld the flange on, and we have a functioning wastegate as of then. Next step we're going to do is bevel the pipe. So what we have is the merge here, and what I'm going to do, because I don't want to keep cutting and going back and checking it here and grinding it and checking it back here, is I found a piece of pipe that's about the same width. Now I know this was a 4-inch pipe before, you can see how thick it is, but I did sort of squat it and narrow it out. And this, I think it's 2 1/4, is about the same thickness as this merge down here. So all I gotta do, come over here to the bench, is lay this one down here, bevel this pipe, check it, take some more out of it, check it again until it's airtight. Then we know that we're at least very close or spot on with the merge, and I can go over and do a couple last minute tweaks on it. That way it'll make it a lot easier than going back and forth, not being able to see in the dark and stuff. So we'll get started on that now. So we're not terrible here. We're just about airtight. I think I'll polish off a little bit on the end there, but this works really well for when you're doing merge pipes. I've done this a handful of times now, and the only open spot I have pretty much is right here, which really is not that much. I'm not doing TIG welding or anything. There's only a MIG, so I can pretty much just pound in that gap and weld it up anyway. No big deal. So let's check fitment now on the merge pipe, and we'll be good. So we're over here at the merge pipe, and it fits a whole lot better than I expected actually. I think what I'm going to do is come off at an angle like this over here instead of going straight, because my brace for the turbo is right here and I don't want to be too close to that and not be able to weld in behind it. So I think I'm going to come off about right here, just under this bolt, and it'll give me lots of room. And I got a pile of room between my overflow tank here and where the wastegate is going to come out anyway. And it'll give me lots of options for where the dump tube comes out, either in the fender or over into this pipe here maybe later on. So let's see how I know it's kind of hard to watch, plasma cutter going inside the exhaust right before the turbo, but I got a magnet put down in the merge down there, down in through this pipe here, and got out what I could, and then started the truck 4 or 5 times, and whatever was in there, it must have blown out, because I put the magnet in again and there's not even any filings or anything sticking to it, so I'm fairly certain there's nothing left in there. Now I can get to welding this onto the pipe, or what I might do first, just to be sure, is weld my up pipe here onto this flange. And I think I'll tack it or weld it most of the ways around with it connected to the wastegate so it doesn't warp the flange. I don't want any leaks out of this. Hooray for flux core! This doesn't even look half bad. How many people were cringing watching me weld stainless to mild steel with flux core wire? Let's be honest, a lot. But I'm happy with how it turned out. So now I can weld this end to the merge. I'll clean up this here so we don't have any wire and stuff sticking out there. But this should be done fairly quickly, actually. So we're all welded up. I tried to set up the camera there while I was welding, but you couldn't see nothing anyway, so I figured why not. Looks good, all done. Lots of room for wastegate. And it pretty much direction from here all the way to down straight. I think what I'm going to do is come back up this way and come down alongside my tailpipe and probably out around over here somewhere, just dump it down at the ground there. I think that'll be perfectly fine. mint. It's gonna work really well. Everything is nice and clean. Lots of room. Now what I have to work on, seeing this all done, is this vacuum line here has got to come up to a boost source. And a lot of the videos I've been watching is saying you should go right after compressor housing, like right here somewhere. So I'm going to see if I can find a barbed fitting that's NPT, maybe drill this out, tap a barb fitting in here and run a hose down and make it nice and simple. I went ahead and got the barb fitting put into the turbo. Didn't want to bore you with the drilling and tapping and all that crap, so I just went ahead and did it. I epoxied it in with Permatex cold weld. This is not necessarily a barb, but it was a 1/8 NPT to like a tire valve. So I took out the valve core, drilled the center out, and it's a perfect size for my hose. So the hose will slip perfectly over this and also over that barbed end there on the wastegate. So let's get everything bolted in and run a hose and see how it works. As far as I can tell here, we're all done. Hooked up to the flange. Dump tube is hooked up. I'm not sure if we can see it out here. There we go. Out right in front of the tire. That's fine. The charge tube is hooked up down here to the bottom of the wastegate. I got the top left open, but I did leave the barb fitting there in case I do put a boost controller on it at some point. Then I don't have to go looking for a banjo fitting. So it's nice to have a wastegate because I've been driving this for like 2-3 weeks now with no wastegate and I've been pretty heavy into it, so call me an idiot, I don't care. But it hasn't blown up yet, which is crazy because it really should have. I don't know what this will peak at, probably 40 pounds, but if it hasn't hit 20 pounds while I've been driving it, I'm very surprised. But it is what it is. Have a good day, everybody.